thanking everyone for joining us. It's a beautiful Sunday, but you guys chose to spend 1 hour of that Sunday with us. So, hopefully today we're gonna, have a relaxed session where we can talk about not only the people behind Fajr Fund, but a little bit about what it is that we're doing. This is going to be, as interactive as possible. This is an opportunity for every one of you guys to ask questions and, of course, meet, the people who are going to be working behind making sure that the Fajr Fund is a success. So today we're going to talk about, introductions of who the team is, why we started the fund, each individual team member's expertise, and then for those of you guys watching, how you guys can also get involved. I want to start by, introducing myself. Alhamdulillah, the original plan behind the Fajr Fund was something that I kind of was just tossing around before I went to bed every night. And then, alhamdulillah, with the support of my team members, the brothers around me, I got, the confidence, I got good, genuine advice, and I decided to launch the Fajr Fund. A little bit about my experiences. I've been in the real estate industry for almost 10 years now. In December, it'll be my 10th year anniversary. I currently am a broker and owner. I own the brokerage Amin Realty. Alhamdulillah, Amin Realty has been established in 2017. We have almost 100 agents, 2 locations in Metro Detroit, and continuously growing. As well as I own Omni Property Managers, which Mustaq Bhai, he is also my partner. You guys will meet Mustaq Khan. And Omni Property Managers is, an additional component to our real estate services that we provide. And not only do we offer traditional property management, where we're collecting rents, communicating with tenants, leasing, but as of recent, we've added a construction arm that, alhamdulillah, is also doing very well. My main focus and what I'm going to be doing primarily for the Fajr Fund is overseeing the general operations between the different departments and mainly focusing on the success and infrastructure and making sure investment opportunities that we provide are 100% lucrative and profitable. So that's kind of my responsibilities. I'm going to quickly go over some of the team members that are here with us today. We have Mustaq Khan, who is our project manager and construction manager. We have Brother Fasi, who is basically leadership and vision. And we have Brother MD, who's handling the acquisition, and he's our acquisition manager. And then there's a few brothers who are not here today. We have, Saeed Manwar, who is our CPA. And then we have Yasir Muhammad, who is our, attorney and legal team. So that's kind of who the members are. Brother Fasi, if you don't mind switching the slide, and then we can introduce the next individual. And I'm going to have some questions for you guys.
Okay. Do you want to go over your history as well now, or you want to go through some quick introductions? And then
Let's go through the quick introductions, and then I'll go through some history. And then at that point, I would say you ask me questions. All right. So we've got MD, our acquisition specialist. I'd also like to mention here that MD is also not only my business partner, but he is also a childhood friend of mine that, we've done and gone through so many stages and phases of life. I want to start by saying thank you, MD, for joining me on this crazy, wild journey. And, I've got some questions for you. Let me know when you're ready.
Of course, brother. Thank you for the opportunity. Let's start.
All right. So, I've mentioned your name, MD Ahmed, but I want to know a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so my background goes as far as education in business management. I got my degree from Wayne State. I majored in business management with a minor in business management and as well as business administration. And then as far as my general background, I grew up in Hamtramck with you, of course. Lived in Hamtramck my whole childhood. As I was growing up, I've seen, Detroit develop. I've seen the, crash of 2008. And then, after graduating high school, of course, I went on vacation with you. And I've seen how you led your business and you essentially sold me a dream. Real estate is a lifestyle, and I realized that pretty fast. And I wanted to join not just because of the lifestyle, but also to help others. And, tying into growing up in Metro Detroit, and then finding out that I want to do business, especially with my best friend growing up. I think everything happens for a reason, and my background, me being in business, and then obviously growing up in Detroit, I just want to help people, and I think we all fall in line with that. So that's where we're at here.
Okay. All right. So, what is your current role at the Fajr Fund? What are you planning on doing?
My current role is the acquisition specialist. So, I analyze, I acquire, I negotiate, I, look through, as well as I will be able to share properties to investors like you guys.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this, component of the business that you're focused on, it's definitely one of the major components. Making sure that the deal is right is vital to our operation. What, experiences can you share that you're bringing to the Fajr Fund as well?
Yeah, so for the last 6 years, I have been a real estate agent. I've been focusing on residential sales, primarily helping, first-time home buyers find their perfect home, as well as I have in the last 4 years dabbled more into residential. I've helped people out-of-state investors find rental properties, as well as find flip properties, as well as in the last 6 years, not only have I done residential sales, but I've gotten the opportunity to invest along the sides of you, along the sides of a good friend named Mahi. We've been able to find rental properties. So right now we have 4 properties. 2 of them are rentals, and then 2 of them are flips. So Alhamdulillah, that is going well. My goal is to obviously acquire more rental properties for residual income for the future, but I also want to, have capital. So I'm still doing flips, as well as, I'll be obviously investing alongside with everybody in the Fajr Fund. But yeah, just been, helping people buy and sell houses for the last 6 years, whether it's an investment property, whether it's their first time, whether it's their second home. So it just really depends, but I'm fully immersed into real estate.
Okay. Sounds like you've got a lot, of experience in the real estate industry. Not only are you helping people, you're also, investing yourself. What would you say is the biggest values you're bringing to the team?
My biggest value I would bring is hands-on personal experience. I think, especially investing in Metro Detroit, I went through a lot of difficulties, a lot of issues, that investors will come across, especially first-time investors. So, given that aspect, I think I can
Yeah.
navigate a lot, if not all issues. So,
MD, your connection isn't so stable. You're cutting in and out.
okay, can you hear me now?
MD, do you mind repeating that last part again? I think you cut out a little. We can
Yeah,
hear
can
you
you hear
well.
me now?
Never mind.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can. I
MD.
can hear you, Andy. I don't know about
No.
We can hear
Okay,
you.
I don't know. That's weird. I can't hear him. Can you guys hear me though?
We
Yeah, I
can
can
hear
hear
you
you.
too. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now go ahead, MD. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I was saying, just given the fact that I have been a seasoned investor, I pretty much know how to navigate all aspects through Metro Detroit. Whether it's dealing with the water department, dealing with sewer issues, any scenario that you can run by, I think I can handle. We've been going through a lot of issues, a lot of scenarios. So as far as these investment properties and how to navigate these issues, we have a lot of contacts, a lot of resources that we can utilize on our aspects. So I'm very confident when it comes to investment properties.
Absolutely. And thank you for that information. Um, I know, of course, firsthand working with you how capable you are, but the fact that you're a part of this team, the fact that you're able to bring that experience that you have, we generally appreciate and look forward to working close and side by side with one another.
Absolutely. I'll just give you an example. I had a issue with a property for the Detroit Water Department. So, it's really hard connecting with someone with the Detroit Water Company. So, what I did is essentially I went to the office personally with all my documents ready. Just walked into the office and I spoke to somebody in person and I handled my situation within 1 hour compared to if you were talking to somebody over the phone and you're probably going to, you just get the runaround and maybe within a week you'll get your response. But I didn't want to do that. I know how the Detroit department works. So I just, I'd rather just go over there and handle it personally. So things like that, I think, it's very important to know situations and how to navigate around them.
Absolutely. All right. Let's move on to our next team member. So Yasser is not available, but just to give you guys a little background information of what I've know, my experience with Yasser. Yasser has been, practicing law since 2015. He focuses on litigation and real estate law. He has helped me countless of times with not only lawsuits that we're dealing with, contractors, different legal situations with traditional agency side between agents and agents, so many different things, document preparations, and just the amount of vast knowledge he has that gives me so much more confidence when I'm doing business. So I'm super glad to have him a part of the team. Just so everyone knows here, I've talked to many attorneys before deciding that Yasser is going to be the best fit for our fund.
And he's the one who get the SEC regulatory part done for Fajr Fund, Nabir. And the
Absolutely.
games. Could you talk a bit about that?
So the contracts that any investor who's committing with us is going to receive, review, sign, all of that was absolutely drafted by Yasser. His team is available to help you guys navigate that. If you guys have questions, we've done a video, sharing a little bit about the legal as well in the previous webinars. But he will be accessible to you guys. And yes, he's done everything related to the SEC approval. So any information, any question anyone needs, he's going to be there to guide us.
Awesome.
Let's move on.
Uh,
All right. Manwar Bhai, he is not here today as well. Unfortunately, gentlemen, this is a holiday weekend, so we made do with as many people as possible. But Manwar Bhai, he is a CPA. He's been in the business for a very long time. Not sure what year he got licensed, but one of the beauties of Manwar Bhai is that, personally, I trust him with my own personal finances for many other businesses. He's also very conveniently in our office at Amin Realty. So we go downstairs. Any questions we have, Manwar Bhai is available. He has in-depth knowledge. He works with a lot of real estate agents, brokers, business owners, you name it. This individual is a huge asset. And, hopefully you guys get to watch our old webinars, continue to join, but he'll definitely be, talking more to our team.
awesome. And he would be the one sending out the K1s. Could you just briefly talk about that and how that ties up to the Fajr Fund and people who might be investing in it?
Yep. So Manwar Bhai is basically responsible for the whole infrastructures, taxes, accountings, bookkeeping, everything that you can think of. He will have day-to-day real-time access to our accounts. So even if it's a per project basis, if it's an itemized cost of how the money is being spent, utilized, all that will be streamlined and organized for us not only to review as a company, but for you guys to be able to access as investors. In regards to the accounting with the K1s, your statements, 1099, all that good stuff, everything, Manwar Bhai is going to be your point of contact. He's going to be the one issuing them. And he is going to work very closely with a microscope on every transaction and investment we do to implement, not only cost segregation, but, also implementing depreciation so that we can maximize our tax benefit. And that includes me too, guys. Just so you guys are, again, reminded, I'm also investing with you. So I'm going to be on top of them, making sure that, we save every penny as possible and everything is streamlined.
Awesome.
All right, Mustaq Bhai, you are here. I want to allow you to go ahead and unmute yourself so that way we can hear your beautiful voice. We
From the
got a
lake.
few questions for you.
From the lake. Mushtaq bhai from the lake.
Live from the lake, you guys. Sunday
Live
evening,
from the
beautiful
lake.
day.
Absolutely. So, Mustaq Bhai, tell us a little bit about your background.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't want to get bore you guys with all this everything that I've done, but
Today's
I've
the day.
dabbled in a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know. I guess I had like this creative touch from the beginning, and I like to break things and put them together. So, so I remember, growing up, I was like 4 years old, and my dad got me my first airplane. And it was one of those, if you put down on the floor, you press a button, it goes around in circles and kind of pretends like it's taking off.
Yeah.
And I was so fascinated by it. The second day, I took a screwdriver and took it completely apart.
Uh,
And my dad was so mad. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "No, I got it. I'm put it together." And I don't think I ever put it together, but I definitely tried. I got the structure back together, but I definitely couldn't get it back working the way it was. Anyway, it would never take off again. It just make a little noise, go in circles, and that's it.
uh-oh.
So I've always been a fan of that. And studied computers, so I worked as a computer engineer for like 15 years.
Wow.
I've been in the corporate world, but also alongside that, I still love dabbling. So I went heating and cooling school, did that for some times. I went to mechanical school in high school, and then I learned how to work on cars. So I did that. I actually rebuilt a 79, or I'm sorry, yeah, 79 Camaro. I don't know if
Nice.
you guys are old enough to
That's my
know what that
dream. That's
is.
my dream
Yeah.
car.
Yeah. So
That
that was really nice. But then I've always liked fixing things. So I would fix things around the house, change things, add things, remodel a little bit here and there. Got into flipping that way. Flipped a few houses, owned a bunch of them. So construction's kind of always been my thing. I've been a little after high school. A friend of mine, a best friend of mine, his dad was a general contractor, so we'd always go work with him on the weekends, and kind of that became our thing. We would do together. So that's how I got into the construction business. So I've been doing that for, I don't know, 20 plus years on and off, and then just been doing it on my own for a little bit too. So when this opportunity came, I thought this would be something that maybe, I always wanted to do, and this would give me an opportunity to really do it, but deep, take a deep dive and be all about construction. So hopefully I can bring some value to the team. I'm hoping I can. I'm like a kind of a tech geek too, so I love little things that make your life easier. So I always try to find little softwares or little applications, even little gadgets, little machines that would streamline and make things more efficient.
Absolutely.
awesome.
So hoping we can I can bring that to this team and hope build this Fajr Fund and get that going. Hopefully we can
So
bring back more benefits for everyone.
let me ask you, Mustaq Bhai, what is your role going to be with us?
So I'm gonna be in charge of construction, anything construction related. So from acquisition, I guess I'll be spending time with MD, trying to go through and do kind of a tour of the properties that we're trying to buy, and assess what the damage is and what it's going to cost us to rebuild it, restructure it, and go to get it going in the market and hopefully make it profitable.
Absolutely.
So from the get go, we should make good decisions, and that's going to be my cup of tea.
Absolutely. So what inspired you to join our team, brother?
Well, yeah, I know Nabil a long time. I know you. I don't know if you guys know, but I know Nabil. I know his parents. I know his family. So I know what he has done as far as business wise, and he's a trustworthy, honest person, and I like to be around good people, man, with good vibes and good energy.
I appreciate those kind words, brother. Um,
Absolutely.
what do you think, if you had to define a few strengths and values that you're bringing to the team, if you had to put it in a few words, what would that be?
I think I would say an eye for detail. Consistency, something that I look for. That I don't know. You've seen it. You walked a few properties with me. I can look at a property and kind of pretty much tell you how deep we're going to be in it, or if we're
Absolutely.
going to be profitable or not. So I hope
Absolutely.
that can bring some benefit.
I'd like to add a little bit of light here. So Mustaq Bhai, he's very humble with how he's presenting himself. But Alhamdulillah, not only does he have that construction experience, but management skills is a huge forte of his that I truly took value in. Alhamdulillah, for those of you guys who know, he is managing multiple commercial locations for Miftah, other nonprofits as well. But anything from halls, schools, religious institutions. I mean, everything. Not a nail gets screwed in without his approval. And beyond just that, I've been trying to bring Mustaq Bhai to be a part of this team for a very long time. I want to say since like beginning of 2024, because what he did with remodeling our Sterling Heights office that we launched for Amin Realty. Me, my partner Sam, we had a vision. We kind of had an idea of what we wanted it to look like, but how to get it on paper and how to make it come to life. We didn't have that skill set. And Mustaq Bhai, he understood everything that we wanted. He added value to it. He digested what we said and executed it with perfection. So, it's not good to compliment people right in front of them, but, I appreciate it. And I'm so glad to have you a part of our team, brother.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate you bringing that up. I told you I didn't want to bore everybody with everything, but
No, no,
I guess
alhamdulillah.
this was a big portion. Well, we actually built that office from scratch. We had nothing.
Yes.
So Amin and you came to me with the vision and said, "Hey, bye, I want to have something like this." And I did the specs. I drew it out. I showed you guys models. We did 3D modeling and everything. I put it all together, picked out all the parts, everything that we wanted, right? All the way to the hinges of the doors. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
so
No, and, and,
alhamdulillah,
and
yeah.
and that's what we need, an eye for detail, for that management skill. For those of you guys who have not dabbled or invested into construction projects or real estate, the biggest pain points most investors face is the construction. Alhamdulillah, we have tons of experience with the acquisition side, sourcing deals. We have various ways we're finding, unique opportunities, but it can all go wrong if the construction isn't done right. And Mustaq Bhai is going to be, carrying that weight for us. All right.
Yeah, glad to be doing that.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Let's move on to not the least, not the last, but Brother Fasi, a man who needs no introduction, but I'm still going to let you introduce yourself.
So, Jazakallah khair. I mean, it was awesome to hear all of you guys speak, and just trying to be humble here and trying to come up with words. Primarily, like I said, I've been investing, buying, selling a few condos here and there for the past 6 years within the cities that I live in, and I had a lot of interest in real estate growing up, especially with my father being in the property development side of things. And I've been visiting sites and just overseeing a lot of the contractors, seeing how the work is done step by step, dealing with architects, engineers, city. So those are the kind of stuff I grew up with. But obviously, my father wanted me to, get into engineering, get into a proper profession. And so, alhamdulillah, over the past 10 years, I've been working as an engineer, mechanical engineer, then moved on into technical sales. So that's primarily what I do for the past 6 years now. And within that time, like I said, I bought and sold a couple of condos. Never really wanted to be an agent, but always wanted to be an investor. And so through that, I started my own, what I call as the wholesaling journey of buying off-market property, selling them off-market to investors. So Alhamdulillah, that's what I've been doing for a couple of years. And then recently, took a bigger jump, went out to Dallas because I felt like that had more potential. And then over there, we started a 90 townhome project, which is a big project, alhamdulillah, with on the ground partner. I know Nabil has visited that as well, alhamdulillah. So that's going pretty good. So overall, real estate has been really close to me. And especially with my, I should say, technical sales background, my goal here at Fajr Fund would be to essentially formalize structure in terms of keeping investors happy, making sure the fund in terms of how it's running, how the investors' communications are done, to what we will be doing in terms of goal setting and seeing to it that there's accountability and we are able to achieve those things in a timely fashion, and essentially making sure that our investors are happy at the end of the day. So that would be my primary goal.
Absolutely. And what inspired you to be a part of our team, brother?
That's a good question. So, mashallah, so like I said, I've been looking into finding a team. I think 2 points that Mushtaq bhai you pointed out is finding uh, trustworthy people that we can work with, that we know through friends and acquaintances and have history. And the other is having subject matter experts, which I like to call, and making sure that these folks know what they're doing. So, two things, obviously, you got to know the people who you're working with closely. So, like I said, I was introduced to Sam a couple of years back. Alhamdulillah, I met with him a few times through Sam. Since he has moved to Dubai, he said, meet up with Nabil. Alhamdulillah, we met in Ramadan, and since then we have been in constant conversations on pretty much everything. And with Fajr Fund, essentially we had something in plans. Personally, myself wanting to do the Dallas development in a similar fashion, but since that's in a different town and a different territory, we are taking it a different route. I really wanted to get into something locally, and then obviously having these trustworthy people and subject matter experts is really key for any person to make an investment decision. And it felt home, alhamdulillah, meeting these folks and seeing the work these guys are doing. And so that was the primary reason for me to join in at Fajr Fund.
Absolutely. I'm definitely glad to have you meet not only, with me, the team, everyone, just, kind of, it's crazy how something so what you think in the moment is insignificant can become so significant later. It was an iftar dinner, you were introduced to me, salams, exchange number, and sometimes and most of the time that's it. That's as far as the relationship goes. But inshallah, not only with good intentions, but with the blessing of Allah, amazing things can come from a small seed. So this is an example of how something like that can lead to something as huge as this. If you had to summarize a few values or strengths, what would you say, is the most important values and strengths you're bringing to the team, brother?
Primarily, I would say the professional sales and marketing strategies that the Fajr Fund is applying. So that would be the primary sector that I'm looking at. And the other thing is also introductions and getting out to networks, essentially what we call as high net worth individuals, how to reach out to them, how to get that network going, and essentially positioning of the Fajr Fund that looks appealing to the investment groups and introducing them to our portfolio as and when we grow, and also making sure that's in alignment with what other capital investment funds are looking at. And I think that's key to making sure that we have professional outlook at the same time, and keeping ourselves grounded and making sure all the numbers and accountability is there.
Absolutely. So alhamdulillah, that is the main core team, under these individuals who are focused on different departments. There's also an infrastructure that's working, within them. They have their own team. They have their own people that are, looking to them for accountability and leadership. So alhamdulillah, I'm looking forward to having great synergy. And another important thing for me to mention is that, especially when building a team, synergy, the relationship, the different strengths that everyone brings is the most important. You need people good at different things and comfortable enough with each other to give not only constructive criticism, pushback, and then overall just have a good relationship when it comes to getting things done. That's what I see with this team. I see a balance. I see it being, people who actually care. Alhamdulillah, yes, at the end of the day, everyone is here because they're looking to, in some way or fashion, also get a return out of it. But returns will come with or without, our efforts. At the end of the day, it's all been written by Allah. But what I truly value about all of these team members that we just introduced is that they care not only for it to be a success, but they care about the investors on an individual basis. And you'll see a lot of the people that are a part of our project are people that are dear to us beyond business. They're people that we all personally know, have relationships with, have worked with before. So alhamdulillah, the goal is that we not only make you guys happy, but we win together as a family, as a team, as an investment company, and this is the first step to getting there. I want to kind of open up the floor, to any other questions that any of you guys have, any other comments that my team wants to put. This is going to be a very free, relaxed session, so feel free to unmute yourself and ask away.
Assalamualaikum,
Nabil,
brothers. This is Farhan. Uh, I'm Fatih's friend. He recently introduced me to the Fajr Fund. Uh, I'm a real estate agent. I mean, I just started like 1 year ago. Uh,
Welcome.
yeah, thank you. Jazakallah, brother.
Well, yeah,
Uh, I'm still figuring out what this is all about and even the real estate market and everything. So I just wanted to introduce myself and I'm Fatih's friend, as I said. So I'll be taking more notes from Fatih and I'll try to be part of your group. Jazakallah.
absolutely. Absolutely. No, I appreciate you joining us. Thank you for taking some time out. And, if I had to summarize it up in like 2 minutes, what is it that the Fajr Fund is doing? My answer to your question would be that we are a completely debt-free real estate investment focused on single family and multifamily residential here locally in Metro Detroit. The goal is to do a combined, strategy of not only fix and flips, but we're also focused on creating rental income. And the strategy that we're doing is not only finding deals and sourcing them ourselves, but we're also handling the construction, we're handling the leasing, we're handling the selling. And that's what's beautiful about the Fajr Fund. Majority of investment funds will take, capital raised and invest it and deploy it into other projects. What you guys get by investing into the Fajr Fund is a full local infrastructure that's boots on the ground, already doing this, to be the one to not only invest your capital with, but to handle your capital. So what we're kind of, hoping is that within 3 years, we're going to take the capital raised, increase the overall portfolio value by 60 to 70%, at minimum. The goal was to raise 5 million. We're primarily focused on Detroit again. And, we have very high returns that we're targeting, and we're able to get those returns because we have this infrastructure. Fasi, if you want to switch slides, go down. Let's go. Yeah. So again, we are focused on investing in Detroit primarily, although that's not the only market that we're going to focus on. When it comes to rentals, that is probably where the majority of it is going to be. And the reason being is that Detroit is on a significant rise up. Over the last 10 years, we've seen what the real estate market overall has done. But when you put a microscope and look a little bit closer on Detroit, Detroit is exceeding even the natural and average appreciation the U.S. market had as a whole. In 2023, Detroit was ranked the number one appreciating metro market. And in 2024, it was ranked number 5. Alhamdulillah, it's going to continue to stay on this trajectory. Some statistical data that's important for me to note is that, the first time after about 30 plus years in 2023 and 2024, Detroit's population has rose and it has grown. And we see that it's not only, of course, downtown gentrification and redevelopment that's causing that, but the immigrant community, the schooling system starting to get a little better. And then you have, huge major companies like the big 3 that are here. We have one of the most affordable real estate markets in all of, not only just America, I'd say generally all over the world. Still in Detroit right now, someone can purchase a turnkey investment, $90,000 to $100,000. And this is a home that a family is either already living in or can move into. You don't often get that. So we see a huge upside to Detroit, and we're going to, capitalize on our experience, our relationships, and make sure that we're able to generate, 18 to 24% profit, for our investors per year.
I'm gonna go to the capital split. Is that okay?
Absolutely. So now the question, all of that sounds great. How do you get involved? Well, the minimum investment amount that we have is 50,000. For those investing between 50 to 150,000, the split is 65-35. Investors get 65%. We keep 35%. And also, out of our 35%, the Fajr Fund is made to be an ethical and transparent investment. So, in light of that, in hopes of making it simple, we not only want you guys to profit more, but we keep it simple by taking on all company operating costs from our 35%. For those of you guys who are looking or thinking about investing a little bit more, we do incentivize investors to invest over 150,000, and the split is 70-30. And then this, yeah, go ahead and click on that, brother. This is an example of kind of, what we've done. These are some rental properties that we currently have. All of these are being managed by us. As you can see on the left-hand side, all the way 19409 Fairport, about $64,000 that was invested with $1,200 in rent. And again, this property not only is cash flowing, its value has gone up drastically. As of right now, the property is worth $90,000. And I can assure you, I myself have investors that will eyes closed buy this all day. I could sell it at $85,000 today if I really needed quick cash. And the reason we're able to get these numbers is because we're, again, managing the full infrastructure. And, just when you kind of think about the numbers, 65,000 to get 1,200 rent. If you don't get into the details, that in itself, it should sound very lucrative. But when we did the proper calculations, factoring in the management fees, the taxes, the insurance, an additional 5% for maintenance, an additional 5% for vacancy, after all was said and done, it is a true net return of 14.74. And then we have a additional property, 18.81. This is a 2-unit. We have another one, 15%, 17%, 15%, so on and so forth. So alhamdulillah, we've seen great success, and all we're doing is taking the concept that is already working, and instead of doing it one-on-one, we're doing it as one company, one team. So everyone here will be basically partnered and tied together to reach this level of success. Brother Fasi, if you don't mind sharing the next slide as well. And I kind of want to show, how it is that we're renovating these properties. So it's good for you guys to get a visualization. On the left-hand side, you guys can see this property is completely distressed. Very key components are the fact that there's no drywall, no electrics, no plumbing, no HVAC, no windows, nothing. This home, someone couldn't even squat in it, all right? There's nothing there, all right? Those are the type of homes that we're predominantly buying. And the reason being is that not only is, it better for us to be able to control the renovation so we can mitigate ongoing costs and things like that, but on the right-hand side, you'll see how beautifully we've renovated it. You'll see this is an $85,000 property in Detroit, but I want to point out things like, for example, the fact that there's granite countertop, that instead of going with like a plastic backsplash for the tub, or a plastic surround, what we did was we actually tiled it. So the point of it is that we're doing beautiful renovations to not only make sure that we're reaching top of the market value, getting the highest rent, but actually we are truly making tenants happy. We're making a difference. These are people who are renting in the city of Detroit, and actually getting real turnkey investments or turnkey properties where they are happy to raise their children. It's clean, it's nice, everything is functional. So yes, we are going to make profit, but the biggest thing is that we are changing lives, one person, one family at a time, and one house at a time. All right. That was kind of a little bit about what we're doing. I don't know if that helped give you a vision of what the Fajr Fund is, Brother Farhan, but feel free for you guys to continue asking questions.
Jazakallah, brother.
Wayak. Fuad, I think at one point you unmuted yourself. Feel free to ask your question.
Yeah, actually, I forgot.
No worries.
In general, let me ask you, who are the investors at this point? I mean, it seems like you mentioned earlier there's a goal of $5 million.
Yes.
Are you close to that, or you're still working on it?
The $5 million was an initial number that we kind of thought just to see what the reaction in the market's, response is. As of right now, we have a launch date of August 1st. We have about $1.5 million in commitments. Our goal is to cross the 2 million mark, but your investors and people that you're partnering with are people that we all have relationships with. There's no, large companies, it's individuals like your guys' self. I'm an investor with you. Foss is an investor with you. MD is an investor with you, and many other individuals that have the same vision. It's people like you and me who want to build passive income.
So past the August 1st, would you still be looking at raising money or?
So what we would do is close Fajr Fund 1. The goal in the future is to potentially do other investments. The potential start dates and launch dates, we don't know. We're going to take it step by step, but it will officially close. And basically this investment fund will, continue to proceed.
So when you say close, that means it's going to take go through the life cycle of 3 years, and nobody can invest after that date, August 1st.
No one can invest. Basically, this particular investment round is done. So whatever we have within that date, that with, and in regards to the 3-year life cycle, the lock period is 3 years. But again, what we're looking to do here is not only create significant ROI and profit based on the capital appreciation and growth, but what we're truly going to take advantage of and benefit from is that even beyond the 3 years, the residual income, the 16% ROI that we're generating, that's after splits about 11 to 12% to you guys directly as a net income. So yes, the lock period is 3 years, but this is something that you guys will stay and potentially be invested in for even years to come. You have the luxury and the option to exit anytime after 3 years, but it doesn't mean you have to.
The other thing you mentioned, an example of 14.4% ROI, correct, earlier?
Let's switch back to that.
Is that after the split or before the split?
So this for the next one, there we go. Right here. So this 14.74% is the real net return on the cash on cash invested. So in our scenario, let's just say this one particular property is the whole fund. Let's just use that as an example. 14.74% times 0.65, your net would be a 9.6% on this particular property after splits.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Within the flip cycle, I think that's key.
Yes.
So which could be 6 months, correct?
Yeah. So on average, our flip and investment cycle for these properties to get them from, purchase to cash flow. And I say cash flow, meaning it could be that we exited and sold, or it could be the rents. It takes roughly about 6 months. On the shorter end, we have some investment properties that we were successfully able to exit out of within 3 to 4 months, but the average is right around 6 months. So per year, we're expecting to have 2 cycles with your investment the capital that we've raised.
So there's a potential of 2 cycles in 1 year, which could bring about 10% each time.
Yes.
It's a possibility, yes. And that's kind of how we came up of 18 to 24%. The expectation is definitely at minimum to have 2 cycles with the same capital per year.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? If no other questions, then, usually we take 1 hour time, but it's a Sunday. I don't want to hold you guys. I appreciate everyone. Thank you guys for joining. And if you guys ever do have questions, just send us an email, admin@thefajrfund.com, and we'll be able to, answer your questions or reach out to one of the team members directly. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful Sunday.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Everyone.
So